Bonjour tout le monde. Hi everyone. It's me, Ali, your fancy friend in Montreal. And today we're talking about the best luxury khaki eyeshadow and eyeliners. Recently, I did a battle of the best luxury beauty, new favorites versus old favorites. It was a lot of fun. So we're going to do this formula again, but for khaki because we're entering this pre-fall transitional period. It is still summer, but I am inspired by some autumnal hues, and I thought it could be fun to create one look with khaki, like a separate eyeshadow and eyeliner over here, and then separate products over here, and then you in the comments section get to vote on which one is your favorite. So that's today's video. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. What triggered this entire concept is this one palette from YSL Beauty. It's called Unexplored Gardens. It is so lovely. I have dug into this a lot over the summer. It does have some lighter, more ethereal notes, but I think we could create something richer. This is going to be khaki olive green toned because green is the new blue eyeshadow. Listen, not for me. I mean, blue eyeshadow will always reign supreme, but green eyeshadow is having a moment right now, which I'm very happy, and I will lean into it. So this is Unexplored Gardens here. And then the opposite eye, the contender, is going to be the Chanel Blurry Green. This came out, I think, in 2019, and a lot of people own this. This was part of a Blurry series, and this one was very popular. So we're going to use this one on the other eye. Go ahead and swatch it. So this is Blurry Green over on this side. Now, this is obviously not a perfect dupe. This is, they're cousins of each other, but really not the same thing. I think we can create something nice and very pre-fall. But I do have to throw in a third contender here. This is another palette that I really love for these types of khaki olive green colors. And if you want me to use this one here, let me know in the comments. This is from Dior, and this is one of the 5 couleurs couture, the 5 shadows. This is called Jungle. I loved this as soon as I picked it up. So let me know if you want me to use this one in a next video. I think it could be quite nice. I'll swatch this one as well. So here we have Jungle down on the wrist. And I think, honestly, any one of these would be a lovely khaki look, but we're going to use the top 2 today. Starting off with this light color here with a big fluffy brush. This is going to be our transition shade, and this I'm just going to sweep a little bit everywhere on the lid. So that way in a moment, when I go in with a darker color, everything will just blend out more seamlessly. I do think that green, I said green is the new blue. Not for me, blue will always reign supreme, but I have seen that green shadows have just been more trending recently, which I'm very happy for. I'm very happy to see more visible, colorful eye makeup look. Then picking the darker matte olive green with a flat brush. I am knocking off a little bit on a tissue. The YSL eyeshadow formula is very soft. It's very buttery, very nice. I really am a huge fan. However, at first when you use it, there is a little bit of a learning curve because everything is so soft. If you just dig in with gusto, you will actually have some fallout on yourself and on your makeup counter, which is what I experienced. Going into this same olive color here with a fluffy brush, just taking this out a little bit here. Even though I'm going to be using 2 separate palettes, I think I'll try to recreate similar looks. That way it's not totally jarring, but I think this is really pretty. I like that this is matte. I like that this YSL palette has matte and satin and beautiful hues. I haven't dug into this one here quite as much this summer. I used a few more of the lighter colors just for like a lighter ethereal green look, but now, I mean, it's still August, it's still hot. It's just today, it's a little bit milder, so I'm like, ooh, pre-fall. Let me put on like a cute little skirt and, fun fall look for today, and then it'll go back to being hot. Now going into a more tapered, pointed, flat brush like this, I'm going to pick up this beautiful green satin color. I also think that a fingertip would work. So I'm just going to use my ring finger. Oh, there we go, that's better. Using a very small pencil brush, I just dipped into the first and second matte shades here, and I'm going to trace this on the bottom lashes here. I'm going to refrain from doing eyeliner on this eye first because I have two colors to choose from, and I kind of want to see how both of these eye looks settle before going into some eyeliner. I'm going to go into Blurry Green now. So Blurry Green is like matte, but like a soft velvet matte. It doesn't quite have a transition shade like I want to, so I think I'll try this one here and hope for the best. It's definitely more of a satin. It's like a satin gold. That's one thing about Blurry Green that I wish it had, just a plain matte transition color. Now recreating the same formula, going in with a flat brush like this, and then just picking up this green. I think this one is like a darker khaki, almost more brown. It's like a brownish green, but it's quite nice, this color here. It's quite dark, it's quite opaque. The formula here for Blurry Green is very different. It isn't as soft. I don't think it's quite buttery, but not as buttery as YSL. And then I'm going to use a tapered blending brush like this. And add a little bit of this darker color in the corner. Now let's go into this color. I think this is going to be more coppery gold. That's one thing about Blurry Green, is that it is a green khaki olive color, or palette I should say, but it melds in with earth tones like the gold and the copper, like this color here. And I think Unexplored Gardens is a little bit more just green. Let me go into this color here with this brush just to add a little bit, like just to see if this will pop more green. Okay, just a little bit. And using a pencil brush, I'm going to just go into this other color here, just because I want this green to come out a bit more. Now for the eyeliners, I have two contenders. I have Prada Beauty and Victoria Beckham. Prada Beauty is the shade called Ember. It's this mysterious green with a shift, or mysterious green, mysterious brown with a shift. And then Victoria Beckham is in Olive. These are both great standalone eyeliners. I think that Victoria Beckham is slightly better, but they're both great. I think I will wear Prada Ember on this side here with YSL Beauty. I'll draw a thin line on top, and I will go in the waterline as well. And now the Victoria Beckham in Olive will go on the Blurry Green side. I just put on some of the Prada Beauty foundation here, and I went ahead and skipped doing the eyeshadow fallout cleanup on camera. What I do is I take a Q-tip, I roll it in a tiny bit of eye cream, and then I clean up underneath. There is fallout on both sides. Both of them have a bit of fallout, which makes sense because we're talking about darker colors here, so it's always good to just clean it up just in case. Even if you can't really see much, just do yourself a favor and clean it up just a little bit just to see. And I think both of them had an equal amount of fallout. I'm using the Armani concealer. This is the shade 5.5. At first, I thought that the YSL side would have the most fallout because it's such a soft, buttery, light texture. But even Blurry Green, there was some fallout. I just haven't used Blurry Green in a while. You know how it is. New items come out, so the other items just sort of fall to the back of the drawer. I think as far as the eyeliners go, I think I prefer Olive from Victoria Beckham. I just think Olive, it just looks more green. It's an olive color, but it's a little bit bright, so it isn't too dark. Whereas Ember, it isn't really a green or a khaki, but because it's that brown with a shift, it lends itself very nicely to mix in with any khaki or olive green tones you might have. You could throw it in very nicely. I'm going to add a little bit of powder, and for that, I'm going to use this blast from the past, the KHAKI Hummingbird palette. It's the perfect blur palette, or face powder, I should say, but this is the Hummingbird one. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this. I'm going to add a touch of bronzer. This is the YSL number 3. Next up, I'm going to use this NARS blush and cheek stick in the shade Dolce Vita. I was gifted this at a makeup artistry event for NARS a few weeks ago. It was a lot of fun. And it's a cheek and blush product, so you can take some and put it on your lips. But I think what I'm going to do is put some on my lips, but also as a blush product as well. So you can warm it up on the back of your hand, or sweep in directly with a brush. Over top, I'm going to add the Armani lip gloss. Honestly, it's not my favorite lip gloss, but it's sort of grown on me, and I like to just throw it on when I have a lip liner or a lip stain in this situation. I just find that this lip gloss formula, it doesn't stay very long. You know, it's nice when a lip gloss isn't too thick or gloopy, I will admit, but sometimes you need that gloopy texture just to sort of stick on your lips. This one here, I find the color doesn't have much payoff. That's why I like to go in with something before, but I'm going to use it up because I don't want to waste it. Now to finish off the look, I'm going to add a bit of fragrance. I just got this in the mail from Sisley. You know how Sisley has a hair ritual hair care line and the hair products have a scent? They have come out with a hair ritual perfume. So it's a perfume for your hair. It's fine for your hair. It's not going to be damaging. And it smells like the hair care line. It smells like a very expensive spa, which makes sense because it's Sisley. So I guess I'm wearing hair perfume today. Now it is time for the moment of truth, the moment of judgment. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think? What do you think reigns supreme in this battle of luxury beauty, khaki olive toned edition? I think as far as eyeshadows go, I prefer the YSL Unexplored Gardens. There's something a little bit lighter, a little bit greener. I'm remembering now why I liked Blurry Green, but there was something there sometimes that was annoying. I find that on me, something about Blurry Green often turns really dark. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the tones, the undertones in the palette. I just find it often turns dark. But I do think that the Victoria Beckham olive eyeliner is better for this look here. As much as I love the Prada eyeliner, I think this olive is just a little bit more of a pop of green. So it's like a mixed bag for me, but let me know in the comments which one's your favorite side. Or if you are like me and have a preferred palette but a preferred eyeliner, leave a comment down below. Now, if you are not subscribed to my channel, you will clearly be missing out on a lot because I do lots of reviews, lots of tutorials, and I like to use and reuse my old collection. I mix and match with new and old, so I'll give you lots of ideas at home on how to use up your collection. And also, are you curious about Pat McGrath at Louis Vuitton? If you're unfamiliar, I have a separate second channel called Beauty History, which is just dedicated to beauty history, makeup brand history, and I just did a video talking about Pat McGrath and the new Louis Vuitton beauty collection, so go check that out. Anyway, I think that's all I have for today. I'm like, wait, did I miss anything? No, I think I covered all my bases. That's all I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Bye.